Thank you so much for coming in today and also checking us out on the different platforms on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, and whichever social media platform you're watching this or listening to this from. This is the Disciples, and it is the journey of transformation. Yet another episode of the Encounters. And today, seated right beside me, is a man known for so many things. He's an artist. Many people do not know that part, but he sings. And one of the most significant part of his life is that he is one of the most decorated master of ceremonies when it comes to Christian events. Think about concerts, think about album launch, think about weddings. Hey, how many weddings have you officiated? Don't worry, we'll come to that. His name is called Moses Lupai, but he's also called Destined or Destination. Now, those are many names I've already mentioned. Which one is the most famous name people know you by?
Destined.
Destined.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
You're looking fresh.
Yeah, just like you.
More money, eh?
At this stage. Anyway, we thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I used to have
More money is coming, and more money will hit it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Why
am I humble?
The way he's humble today, I don't know.
I think this environment is making me humble. I get humble depending on environment, but I think, yeah.
But I've known you for a long time, from 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Wow. 8 years.
8 years down the road.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And here you are.
Looking stronger.
Yes. Stronger, and one would say that more determined to do a lot of things. When you look at those 8 years and your life entirely, what do you think makes the most significant impact to you?
Growth. These 8 years doing different things has made me grow in one way or the other. 5 years back or 8 years back, some things I never knew will come to pass. But just using the opportunity in the environment, grabbing every opportunity you get, makes me grow so much. Yeah. So I must say it's a rapid growth.
Yes, it is.
Because even within myself, I could feel it. I could feel it. Maybe not. It might not be physically, because when you talk about growth, people definitely they want to see you having the cars.
But also physically,
forget about this. This just came, by the way. This one just came. It will go out. So I think inwardly, I can testify that I've grown. Yeah. And then, definitely.
But you see,
so these 8 years I've done something at least.
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
But even considering when you talk about growth, I think you're one of the persons who is determined, especially on their pathway. And the first time I encountered you in Koboko, I would say that by then I was still very young as well in a lot of ways. Yeah. And probably you saw some of my funniest reactions or some of my insane, thoughts. But even in those days, there was something different always about you. You were already doing amazing. And when you talk about now grabbing opportunities, you have definitely not let them go by.
Yeah.
Do you have an inspiration for that? What moves you to always consider what can grow you?
I think passion. So I think what is very important is passion. Me, I'm someone who if I want to do something, I put all my energy into it. Yeah. Despite being a success, despite being a failure, I have to put in it, and I have to accept the results that come out. Yeah. So I think this has really helped me so much. I have put energy in many things. Others collapsed, others went through, and those ones that went through, they gave me a light to others. So in life generally, my passion of doing something with all my heart gave me the impression of saying I can make it in whatever I want to do. The only thing is just I have to open my heart and I need to mean what I'm doing. So,
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yes.
Close to it. Now, considering one of the areas that you have definitely rapidly grown in, I would never have imagined that you are going to be, this face of events. Yes, in those days, the events that oftentimes that were happening, either crusades, and oh boy, I remember those days when we went for crusades.
Open air.
Open air.
Yeah.
And then one of my most fond memory is going to the crusade. What camp was it? And then it rained that day.
Yeah.
And people refused to leave.
Yeah, yes, I think I remember. Yeah, people decided to be on the rain until they finished.
Yeah.
That is one thing I can say. It's by knowing what you're doing and knowing the results of what you're doing. Because if it is raining and somebody is in the rain, that means that person has a target. What is the target? I need to fulfill what I've come to do. Take examples, it rain and you go. And then at the end, the rain does not stop. So what happens? You've not finished this. And then another thing, like that time when it was raining, people know we came for crusade and we came to preach and do many things. But now it was raining and we were not leaving. So it got some people surprised and were like, these people are serving an awesome God. Because even in the rain, they have never stopped. This reminds us of the story of Daniel and his friends. If you're determined, if you have belief that I have to finish this, despite the storms, despite what, then you'll have to finish it, and it will come to pass. So that was what made us to be on the rain. And, man, I can't, that day, it was so interesting. And at the end, all of us were happy. All of us were so excited. And everything actually teaches us. It's just like a lesson. When you're doing something, you do it with all your heart. You keep repeating that thing. Mean what you're doing and do it with all your heart, or you put all your energy to it, whether it's failure or whether it is a success. Do you think you learned it from someone, or what taught you that? How did you get a hold of such a principle and you just started working with it? Because I can see how it has brought fruit in a lot of spheres of your journey. Yes, there are some places where you've failed, some little failure, some miserably, but of course we see the success. Like miserable. Basically, I am one person who is close to people. I love networking. I love listening. Though sometimes I don't listen too much. I want to listen, and I want a fast listening that it will help me so much, because too much listening I'll forget from where I started. So basically, I think I did two things. Number one, I listened to people, and then number two, of course, if you listen, you need to also have your own vision and put it. So after listening, what comes in? Are you going to do this? Will this align to your goals? So those are some of the things I was using to see that I reach where I am today. I can't say I'm successful now, but the journey is still long.
It's going.
But at least I've achieved some things that look very hard for me to achieve. I remember when the first time, when I came to Juba, I have nothing in mind about emceeing, about what. I know these things ended in Uganda. So I cannot come here in Juba and start doing these things again. So one thing that was very funny, when I came to Juba, some people identified me in Uganda. That's why I said being close to people is very important. I have one of my, I call him brother. He gave me one of the biggest assignments. I have to MC a wedding. I've never done that. I've even never stood in the church to lead a program here in Juba. But now I'm told to MC a program in one of the churches, that is All Saints in Juba.
And it's a big church.
It's a big church. It's outside. It's a reception. I was like, what? So where do I have to start? He said, no, don't worry. You'll be with someone. So you'll be with someone to guide you and all this. I wanted to say no, but you see, like I said, if something inside you is pushing you to do something, listen to your heart sometimes. I always advise young people, people with me, my age bracket, listen to yourself. That strong conviction that comes out, apply it, because that is your breakthrough. So something is telling me, use this opportunity. Since they said you're two, go and listen. Don't even talk too much. Listen to what the other person is doing and you learn from that person. That's how I grab that. So people are very important. Not all people.
Yeah.
People have vision. Yeah, specifically.
It seems like you're someone who is very deliberate with one, the people you get around with. Number two is what they say. And also how long they say. Given that you say you don't like listening for long, you will forget where you started. And so how do you, now if I'm talking too much, for instance, let's say you are listening to me and I start talking too much, what is most likely, how will you stop me, or how will you get the best out of all that I'm saying? Because I also know people who talk like me. I talk a lot.
Yeah, basically it's very hard to stop someone you're coming for an advice.
Yeah.
When the person talks too much, it's in your mind.
Yeah.
You've already got I these are things you don't tell the person directly. I said, I think from here I've got what I want. Now what will be the rest? The rest will be like you're wasting time. But you see, what is it's in your mind. When you've captured what you want to capture, put it in your mind. If you have something right, if you have a phone type, after that, listen to the person. Listen to the person with the intention you already got what you want. Because when you keep listening to everything he says, and yet you had one important one from the beginning, trust me, you'll forget. So don't stop him. Let him talk. But at the end, he will keep quiet. But already you've achieved. Don't be someone who grabs everything. At the end, you will miss all.
You know, when you mention how that some of it you have to tune out, it reminds me, I think the last 2 days or so, I've been thinking about certain things, especially listening to people and seeking out certain opinions. And it did occur to me that back in the days, I was a guy who did not consult much with people. Whatever I decided, I go with it. And it somehow made things seem easier to do for me because, anyway, I'm not going to seek for opinion. I have decided it. I am going for it. And so it then devolved for me, I developed a very strong will to the extent that if I go to someone and I ask them something, I am most likely to hear them say what they're going to say. Sometimes they might seem very true. And then sometimes
conflict of interest.
They will conflict, and then I'm like, I will just dash it off. But then at the same time, while I thought more about it, I realized that one of the reasons back in the days I did not consult people more is because the more I consulted them, it's like the more they dissuaded me from doing what I want to do. Or there's some people, they might not know it, but they just somehow speak like things that discourage you from doing what you're going to do, whether they are rightly or not. But there's also a possibility of that. So I was like, now how can someone deal with that? You want to do something, you have the conviction for it. Imagine that day, that gentleman who came and asked you to MC, and then you went to consult, let's say me. And I tell you, Moses, you, how can you go for such thing? You've never done this thing before. Don't ashame yourself. How do you then, from your experience, how do you differentiate what you should really do and what you should not do, even though your passion is there or your conviction is there? I don't know if that's an easy question or...
that's an easy, not an easy question, I can say, but again, I will say it this way, everyone has vision, and then it's you yourself who understands the vision best. So if you've set yourself that I want to do this, right, and then the other person is telling you something else, like I said, it is your conviction, because even if you listen to what that person is saying, you might end up not doing what you want to do. Because your heart is in conflict with what the person is saying. Like I said, if your vision is, I want to start a school, for example, and someone say, here in South Sudan, you're wasting your time. Because you start a school here, but here, they close the schools, but they say all this, but inside you want this thing to come out. So the first thing you have to do for yourself is listen to yourself. Because you're the greatest achiever, you're the greatest failure, you're the greatest booster, and above all, you yourself. Because at the end, it is you to decide. Even if you give your ear to people to give you advice. The reason why I open ear to people, because I want to know, at one point you might be doing the right thing, but somehow someone can guide you to do it better. But does not change you from your vision. So your vision is yours. Decide what you have started. You make sure that you're on your goals, and if your achievement is to do something by the end of this time, you do it. The people will just give you a guideline of how you can reach there, but Don't change from how you think about it from the first. Because if you change, you will be doing someone's vision, not your own vision. Yeah.
And when you do someone's vision, you'll grow tired, most likely.
You
don't have a passion for it.
Get frustrated.
Yeah.
End in the middle.
Yeah.
At the end, you will say, even this thing was not mine. at one place, you say, Malo said, why did I even start this?
Yeah.
You know.
Reminds me of
But if it's yours?
Yeah. Someone once said that the reason why they don't tell people what to do is because when they reach somewhere and one day things are not work out, they'll be like, my so-and-so told me.
Yeah.
I did not want to do.
That's the worst thing. When someone says so-and-so told me, and the loss is the time you've given. You should have used that time for doing something better. But now, because now I really don't concur with that statement. Say so and so told me.
Yeah.
Why did you refuse in the first place?
Exactly. I was going to come to that because if you came to me and I gave you my thoughts and then you went ahead to implement them, but it did not work out for you as you expected, and then you turn around and stone me because I am the one who gave you. One is you as an individual, you're so
undecided. Maybe you don't know.
That's a very lighter word. It's like you're so pitiable. Like you pity yourself to the extent irresponsible. Maybe is another word.
Yeah, irresponsible.
Because as you mentioned, one of the things you mentioned earlier is that you take responsibility for the outcome of whatever happens. And that's for me a very keen measure of someone's integrity that I look at as well.
Yeah.
How responsible is someone after their actions are proven either a success or a failure? So if someone comes to me and I give them my thoughts and it does not work out and then they start blaming me, you actually have a greater thing to work out.
Yeah.
Than me who gave you the
idea.
Yes. On my part, I will think about them like, how did I err giving them this opinion? But sometimes also it's not the error of the opinion given, it's just the implementation of that directive. So this is as well a thought that you can. So while you're mentioning, I'm like, that's another thing to think about.
Yeah. But you see, again, I would say you're tampering with your integrity. That means you're someone who has not, you're not firm in your words. You're someone who can decide something now, and even now you can change.
Yeah.
Because if easily you blame the outcome on someone, then that means you're not ready for this.
Yeah.
You're not ready for this, and easily you compromise who you are.
Yeah.
You compromise your capability, your ability, and like you compromise everything about your decisions.
Yeah.
You're someone who is told, like every time, please do this, do this, do this. That's why I say, please do your things the way you perceive it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Ask someone if you really needed a better help of how you can overcome this, because opinions can help you push you better.
Yeah. So when sometimes I love thinking about the cause of something. For instance, now when we think about people like that who blame others for the outcomes, can you think about a reason perhaps why their life is made up that way? Because yours is contrary. You take responsibility for what you have done, and one way that has helped you to as well grow out of it, because if someone is responsible for their action, they will sit down to think about it. Okay, where did I go wrong?
Yes.
Where did I err in this action that I've taken? Such that in the future they don't repeat it. Or if they're to repeat the same action, they don't exactly do it the same way.
Yeah.
It's like saying that if you make a mistake once, if you do an error once, it's a mistake. If you do it twice, it is now a habit, blah, blah, and all devolves into...
Second time, that time, it develops into habit.
Yeah.
What I can say is such kind of people, it all comes down to what you want, because I could say these are people who don't want to be blamed in life. Number one, these are people who don't want to be blamed in life. They want to do things and they want to be perfect in the side of everything they do, but they fear the outcome, they fear the results. And such kind of people need career guidance, because even if you accept to do someone's idea, take it as your own idea. If you really accept, because at the first place you failed to work with yours, it's not bad to accept to work with someone's idea, but take full responsibility as if the idea was yours, and then stand with it. whatever it comes, the outcome, we want to stand with it. So such kind of people are there always. They fear, so that at the end when they say, who did this? They say, Destined. Boboto,
my Boboto.
Well, I am the worry later. This I told you don't want to listen. So you see how he has messed things, and this is common with us.
Yeah.
So I would rather advise people to come back to their original plan. Yeah. If you're given that idea, receive it, own it. Yeah. This will work out better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have talked. Well, we would continue more and more on that pathway. Earlier on, I remember telling you we are going to talk about some other thing, but I'm thinking about whether we can talk. I think for now we can continue and see how far we can go.
Yeah.
If we reach there, good. If not, we will come back. The place is there.
Okay.
The time is there.
Yeah.
Unless you grow so big that now you do not pick my
Of course,
calls.
expect me to grow, but not about picking your calls. I know you for 8 years. I know you for 8 years. You're one person I will always pick your call.
Yeah.
I've not reached that level. I don't want to reach that level because I know the consequences are not good.
Yeah. A little bit. I think we will talk about the other thing. Anyway, for those who are wondering what that might be, I wanted to talk to Moses about Christian events, but we will not jump onto that conversation without knowing where he has come from, but also how he got into now that space that we want to talk about. So we will look into the time. If it permits us now, we'll be able to talk about it. If not, and then we'll be able to come back in the future and have that conversation, maybe with him or two more people here, but that conversation definitely will be available. I would love to, Moses, explore a little bit. When I first met you, you were burning for God. You were so on fire. In fact, by then I still keep repeating I was younger. Yes, I was.
And who was older?
By the place where I found you, that time I had just entered into church life.
Yeah.
And I really did not know how to do many things.
Yeah.
I was, like a baby that just was thrown somewhere. And then I see Moses is on fire. The next thing I hear is there's an outreach we want to go for. And it reminds me as well of Pastor Angupale, one of the men who stood very, very close with us in those early years. Very simple man. Very, very, describing it as down-to-earth person. When you think about people as such, do you think they play a role in your life and where you've reached?
Yeah, thank you. I am here right now. It's because of a lot of people. And I must say Pastor Moses Angupale is one person who has really taught us a lot. He's one guy, sorry for saying guy,
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, he's one person who has, it talks to us direct.
Yeah.
Most people use other people, you pass the message, or generally a pastor preaches to everyone. But this is a man of God who can talk to us, listen to us. He called us to move with him for missions. The first time I got connected with him, it's all about mission. He was moving to different churches, doing visits. He called, he said he wanted specifically youths. And that's how he brought me into the ministry. So such people play better roles. It is just us. Sometimes you need to decide, do you really want such people to have impact in your life? Then if yes, you have to be available. Pastor is one of them, and up to now, his fruits are still yielding.
Yes.
Like his fruits are still abundant, like so much in us. Not only me, but a lot of people who have made it out through his guidance. So such people are so important in our lives, and we really need to listen to them. They have really very big impact to us.
Are you still on fire for God like you were?
Very much. I'm still on fire. Of course, I'm still on fire, but the only difference now is coming to Juba, many things happen. I got to do a lot of things, just like you have said. But I don't forget where the original me, where original me is from the church. And I will remain in the church, and I will die in the church.
I like the way you say original me.
The original me, yes. That is me. So the fire is there. Only that now I've extended it to doing many things, like you said, the MCs. and the music, though somehow I don't want to talk much about it. And then now the church, the media, and this. So all this is zeroed and narrowed all to the foundation. Because the foundation was Christ, and that is where I'm living. And like I said, I'll remain here.
Original Moses is from church.
He will live in church.
He will live in church.
And he will die in church.
And he will die in church.
That's
a strong allegiance there you've made.
I
think I look forward to 20 years from now and then playing this clip for Moses. And wherever we will be, we live in a very now connected world. It won't be a difficult thing. So we able to do that. Otherwise, Moses, I know there's more that we could talk about. Now, you'll have to forgive me and forgive the disciples as well. That we'll have to call you back again for us to have the conversation on Christian events. Now, to conclude this conversation, let's go back a little bit to the day you took the microphone to master a ceremony. And from then on, there are two people when you think about this space, the names come to mind. You're one of them, the other one is also your friend. And they know you people. And I know that the ones who will watch this, they will also know who we're referring to. So from then on, how did that event change you? And where we'll stop is where we'll catch up from in the next episode.
Wow. I just love this experience. It's like I told you, the first time I was told, I was really so much afraid. This is a big task because I don't know Arabic, proper Arabic. This is something I keep telling people. But one person told me that this same Arabic you don't know, use it to play around with the audience. I took this. This was a very strong word, by the way. I took it. I said, this, I will use it. I did that work. I did that MC program. And I don't know whether this is how God wanted the whole thing to work because we are two. But the other guy came almost when the event wants to finish. Now I was just imagining. I could call him. He said, I'm coming. I have someone in the hospital. I'm still taking this person in the hospital. I'm coming. And event wants to start. Everybody is eyeing. When is the MC beginning? Trust me. Juba. I grabbed that microphone. Now what am I going to do? I don't have any experience. I've never even attended any wedding in Juba. But I was told this is the program. Follow the program the way it is. I got the mic. I was like, come on, Mbaya. Whatever happens, we go. We move. I did the program. I started my things. I started creating jokes. I started putting people, understanding the crowd. That is the most important thing. I started getting people, getting their moods. And I reached a level where I even don't want the other person to come. I was feeling now the vibe by myself. I was like, so this is how the thing is done.
You are floating in the air.
I was like, this is good. I never called him again. I called him almost 5 to 6 times. He's telling me, I'm coming.
You're like,
I know we are paid money equally. I know, actually, me, I was paid 20%. He was paid 80%. Because he's a senior. I'm still learning from him. This guy came late. This guy came when Aris and Arusa was inside. His speeches are almost getting over, and rain came that day. So, man, Boboto, that was a really very tough experience. So that it opened doors. After doing the program, the same person recommended me for another program. So this opened my mind. I was like, okay, so this is how things are done. Though it's still very challenging. Understanding the crowd of Juba needs time. So I was like, let me just pick it up from here. I was given another role, someone coming from outside to do a wedding in one of the hotels. And that time now I was now attached to this one that I call someone I looked up to. He's called MC Dan. We did that event together with him. And that was my second wedding. And from there, I learned a lot from him because he has been in the game for many years. And it has really opened doors, and I see people calling me, reaching me.
Yeah.
One thing that is motivating me so much is when someone sends you a message and say, well done, you've done well.
Yeah.
Your Arabic was giving us, making us laugh and all that. I was like, hey, is that a compliment? So that's my experience.
It reminds me, I think last 2 weeks I went somewhere and I was ordering for a thing. The lady is just around the neighborhood there. My Arabic is worse than yours.
No, who told you? You came to Juba first than me.
I know. But as I was speaking my Arabic, she asked me this question. She's like, where did you learn your Arabic from? In my head, I'm like, she's saying that because it's very bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let me just say, I'm like, I picked it in the
picked
street.
It within, yes.
She's like, which street? I'm like, this one in Juba.
This person is so direct.
I'm like, this one in Juba. And then she makes a compliment. I'm like, is she serious or she's just joking with me? And because her compliment is this, that my Arabic was sounding towards Khartoum. I'm like,
man, at least you've got that is a very good one. Nobody has mentioned me close to Khartoum.
First hear the Arabic I speak. And then you will understand if she was serious or she was joking. But anyway, when she said it, I was excited. I'm like, whatever.
Whatever.
One way or the other, I have spoken to her in Arabic and I have gotten what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I went to buy something and she understood it.
Yeah, finished.
And she's now my friend. I throw my Arabic. I think the advantage that gives me is this. I throw one word and that one word, the accent, is a little bit, is off Juba.
And that's what I wanted. Man, Arabic Khartoum, Arabic Egypt. Man, we have struggled. Yeah, but it's making us learn. Because at times, nobody has told me that I've spoken next to Khartoum there. Like, that's why I said you're one step ahead of me. But again, I like what you said. I have in mind that, have you understood what I'm saying? If you understand, then it's okay. Let's not go far.
Because there is Arabic Khartoum, there is Arabic Konyo Konyo, there is Arabic even when Masir. Me, where I come from, our Arabic,
not even close.
People know it. When they hear us speak, they'll be like,
okay,
where is this one coming from?
Yeah.
But so it's understandable.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Thank you for coming, Moses.
Thank you so much.
We will catch up.
Thank you, Disciples, for hosting me. And it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Because having this kind of platform, of course, it takes you where you are.
Yeah.
It also gives you an impression that, people value what you do. And at the end, there are people who still benefit in what you're doing. Yeah, I want to say thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me. We'll meet up again.
Yeah, we'll meet up again.
Now, for the Disciples, we'll have a part 2 of this conversation. I want to say big ups to Peter, who is behind the scenes. You people have not seen him, but one day I am bringing him here. It's either me bringing him or him bringing me here. One way or the other, you will see him. But thank you so much. Stay locked. Find us on all the social media platforms, and we'll be pleased to have you. Send us a DM as well if you have something that you want to tell us, whether something you want to talk about. We'll be very open to it. God bless you. Yes.